All right, hello YouTube, back at it again with another video. So this week we're going to go over the Watkins Glen race with NASCAR and the IndyCar race at the Indy Road Course. So with NASCAR, SVG had an amazing performance. He was 30 seconds back later on into the race and ended up coming back to win over 7 seconds. And we're going to dive in, watch these highlights from Watkins Glen last 10 or so laps, and we'll hop on over to the IndyCar highlights. Just, take a look at that. And then after that, we'll close up looking at the standings and all that, see how my fantasy team did, and we'll just go from there. So let's dive into these last few laps of the NASCAR Cup race at Watkins Glen.
Caught the guardrail entering the inner loop.
Yeah, Connor Zilic was one of the guys I was kind of looking for to win. That Red Bull car always looks so nice. And it's good to see Ty Gibbs been running good a lot this year. He's not somebody that you particularly, watch for, but he's been doing pretty good this year.
He's going to clear this 19 car off the carousel right here, Larry.
Yeah. So here's.
Of course, we have some ads, but yeah. Anyways, road course racing in NASCAR is not as popular. It's been getting a lot more popular, but seeing more like road course specific drivers jump into the NASCAR, like Connor Zilic, SVG, and it's been really good, providing some real good entertainment on these road tracks, and hopefully gains more popularity. I'm not saying make the whole series road racing. I'm not saying add more road races, but just provides some more entertainment and gets the traditional oval fans kind of into this this type of racing. I mean, I'm not the biggest road course fan, but it does provide some solid racing.
This is a performance display. Look how far.
Watkins Glen's like probably my favorite road track outside of the Sonoma. Sonoma's a really nice track. It's beautiful through line country.
A little bit too short, and I think the way that it made this pit window and the way that it made this scenario today to have this pit sequence work out the way that it did, I thought
SVG already back up in
crazy
third.
On this 97 car with the way that they pitted, but man, has it worked out.
Whoa. He's got a right front down. Told you.
Like, you can't beat this dude, man.
Coming to 8 laps to go, and Shane Van Gisbergen on a completely different strategy is now once again within sight of the lead. He and Michael McDowell on the same strategy. McDowell back up to 6th, having a real good day.
Yeah, and he's going to be leading going into the bus stop, I believe. That's how soon this is
that's tough for Zilic, dude. I didn't realize he pit so late.
Kevin, he made up 22 seconds, somewhere around in there, on the racetrack.
Well, he was 30 seconds down when I was watching.
It went to pit road and took tires.
Yeah, well, he's going to be the leader here in a couple seconds. See Ty Gibbs get loose right there off of turn 4, and SVG is going to go right on by. And if you're that 54 car right now, you just let him go and really go into heavy save mode to just make sure that you get everything that you can.
Down by almost 30 seconds. He's going to win.
And look at that, 7 seconds on the lead. Big thing, dude. We all know who won. We all know how he did it. His burnouts are unbelievable, so we're going to have to sit there and watch that. Josh Berry unlucky again,
Josh
man.
Berry off at turn 1 on his final lap. He and Hocevar got together. 7th career win.
Think about that. 2 years in the NASCAR, he's already got 7 wins. Beautiful burnout, dude. If you can do anything, you can burn out. Yes. Really good performance by SVG today, dude. Well, Sunday, so it's really cool to watch. He's obviously one of my favorite drivers. Obviously I'm a Chase Elliott guy, but it's good to see. Repping the USA Rugby too, kicks the rugby ball into the crowd. But SVG's probably the best road course driver in NASCAR history. I mean, we saw what he's done in the V8 supercars. We've seen what he's, going to do in the future in NASCAR. And if he can just learn to turn left, if he can learn these ovals, I don't know, who's going to be able to stop him, right? He's like 2 years in, 7 wins, and just easily one of the fastest road course drivers in NASCAR at the moment. And if he can keep this up, there's no way that he's not going to be a potential NASCAR Hall of Famer. And if he can get these ovals down, I'm sure one day he could be fighting for a NASCAR Cup Series championship. That's just a hard take, but it's a learning game. It's the learning curve that he has to get on these ovals. If he can get that packed down and packed, there's no telling to what he can lead to in the future. And I hope that SVG can continue this progression. We've seen him do a lot better on ovals, and if he can continue to do that, it's there's the only person that'll be stopping him is himself. He to say that Trackhouse is struggling this year. I mean, it's the truth, but if they can figure out what they need to do to get their cars right and to where Ross Suarez and old Ross Zilich and SVG to perform on these ovals, they'll be looking pretty good for the future. It might not be this year, so it might be next year where we can see that. So hopefully, I just love to see an SVG oval win. That's like on my bucket list right now. So with that being said, let's dive on into these last few laps of the IndyCar road race. I wasn't able to watch this, so as this is probably new to y'all, it'd be new to me as well. So let's see. We already know who won, but I didn't really see how it all played out. But yeah, Hello wasn't, we didn't run so hot. Can't do that in F1.
A penalty for avoidable contact?
Yes, sir.
Christian Lundgaard with another wonderful drive, his first win for McLaren, and it comes in Indianapolis.
Love the outside pass. Awesome, bud. Awesome. Proud of.
Probably went back too far. I was really trying to get to show y'all that spin out.
Christian Lundgaard, finally, for McLaren.
Okay, I'm going to divulge my best kept secret I just recently became obsessed with for helping my kids calm down after a tantrum or sibling fight. It's called a Gib board. If you didn't know.
And down the start-finish stretch, tucked up in his... And once again.
We're going to say it for the 15th time this season. But he's got pushed to pass to help.
Hey, get some more of the races in. Because, I mean, I'm honestly not the biggest fan of this track, dude. I like the, oval track here. It's the road course. It's kind of weird, in my opinion.
He has made him burn so much push to pass.
Slow on exit.
Yeah, I was trying to see this Lundgaard overtake.
For the lead of the race.
This was a solid battle, dude. I saw it on TikTok. But what an overtake, dude. You had the battle for that one. Definitely had to use the push to pass there. And this is kind of where we were. But, yeah, after that overtake, Lundgaard just pretty much ran away with it.
He's got to get after his brake bias. That's the second time I've seen
yeah.
We know what that's going to lead to, James.
I wouldn't say that was an avoidable overtake, but, it is what it is. But good on McLaren getting their first win on the year. I was kind of hoping Pato O'Ward would. But maybe, just maybe, Pato could get the Indy 500. Hopefully, been a heartbreak the past couple of years for him. But maybe he can get it, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So let's take a look at the standings over here in IndyCar. Alex Palou, obviously, in first place. Still Kyle Kirkwood. Christian Lundgaard moving up a little bit after that win. So we're really starting to see things to shape up. After the Indy 500, we'll see. They obviously got some practice going on right now, so we'll take a little gander at that. So you see the standings, and looky there. Hey, look who's leading in the practices at Indy. Patty O'Ward, baby. So I'd love to see that. Dang, so you can really just watch it on TV. So. Yeah. So, anyways, it's cool to see this. It's cool that this is live right now. Ooh, Vicky. Just hit a hot little lap. But yeah, they'll be practicing for 5 hours. So yeah, what we're seeing right now isn't really, like I said, like it's same with the F1 testing. They're running different tire scenarios, different tire wear scenarios. So yeah, this does give you an idea of how they're going to look in the race, but it's still they're running scenarios right now. So it's this they're just getting tested for this race, the Indy 500. So it's not really going to make a set prediction off this, but Pato O'Ward is looking pretty good. He's up. Let's see. Yeah, he's looking pretty good though. I mean, we'll come back and we'll definitely dive into more of this in the next video. See how this ended, and they're definitely gonna be running practices throughout the whole month until the 500. So we'll definitely take a look into this, see what's going on, see who finished where in this practice in the next video. But it's good to see that they're doing this right now. I honestly didn't know this was going on. But let's go back over here to the standings before we jump on into NASCAR. And Pato O'Ward in 7th. Will Power down in 14th, which is shocking to me. Romain Grosjean's not having a good year either, and I'm expecting some more out of Mick Schumacher, not Mike. But hopefully he can get some stuff going where he can, get some good points on the board. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the last placed charter driver. Out of all the drivers, he's full time, which is, it's his first year there. Maybe he can step something up here in the future. But I'm hoping that he can get a good finish in the Indy. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. So let's dive on in the NASCAR, finish it up. Tyler Reddick, obviously, 129 points clear of that title. Kind of shifted a little bit more in his favor after the good performance at the road course, and Elliott, Blaney, and Hamlin just didn't do so hot at Watkins Glen. I think this is the first time a no hindrance driver on a road course finished in the top 10 in I don't know how long. But it's not best performance by Hendricks Motorsports over the weekend. We see SVG who jumped back into the playoffs, the chase, out jumping Logano and Briscoe. Joey Logano's been having a terrible performance this past few weeks. I think he's been finishing in the back 30 car, past 30th place the past 3 or 4 races. So it's just not looking too good for him right now. Not the biggest Logano fan. We also see Kyle Busch jump up a little bit from 26. And Connor Zilisch moves up 1 place. And Alex Bowman's not the last place charter driver anymore. It looks like Cody Ware. Cody Ware, man. Who else but Cody? But yeah, we're really starting to see where this is lining up now. Really hoping to see SVG make the chase. I mean, he's not going to do good in the chase. There's no roles or road courses or rovals in the chase this year. So they'll definitely hurt him. But it's good to see. It's good to see some progression on his part. There's no more win and you're in, so that's kind of thrown the wrench into the things. But yeah, 2 wins by Elliott. Hopefully, this lead cuts down a little bit. It's obviously not going to be 129 points heading into the chase, but we'll definitely see a battle in the chase. I think something's going to happen. There's Tyler Reddick's not going to be consistent all year. Justin Allgaier, 155 points clear of Sheldon Creed in first place. Jesse Love, who could have had that Xfinity race over the weekend, but just lost at the Zillage. staying in third place. I want to see where my boy Raja Karuth is. He is in 14th, still in chase contention. I'm hoping he can pull that off. And we're going to dive into the trucks for the last little bit, and then we'll check my fantasy team. Oh, no. And Caden Honeycutt is still in first place, 29 points clear of Chandler Smith, who's led it pretty much the whole time up until a couple of weeks ago. Corey Haim is still top 8 with only half the races completed. It just shows how dominant of a truck driver he is. Really hope to see him in the Cup Series soon. So we're going to dive in and see how my fantasy team did. Think we did pretty solid. We had some good drivers. We had Michael McDowell and SVG. Definitely balled out for me this weekend. I think I did pretty good, except other than Chase Elliott. Surprising Larson didn't finish too good. Bush had a good finish, so it's good on his part. And I moved up 3,000 points. Well, 3,000 ranks. I'm still first place in the league. Sucks to say. Everybody else in my league don't know what they're doing, it seems like. But, yeah, maybe we can get 3,000, 5,000 more points moved up, and, we'll be in the top 100,000 like my goal is. The next video will definitely, make my NASCAR fantasy team, get them already up. And we'll dive in, make some predictions, watch some paint schemes. And that'll be it. And we'll see y'all Thursday when I drop my next video. Appreciate y'all sticking around. If y'all haven't already, give me a like and a subscribe. Will help me out. Follow me on TikTok, MCM Motorsports, and stay connected. Appreciate y'all.